Robbie Thompson.
And a great start by the Magpies. There was 3 or 4 around that ball then when they took it forward through Hutton.
Kick up towards the half-back line. Fine mark, Murphy. Murphy now from centre wing to send the Bays into attack. Fidge is leading towards the pocket. There's 2-on-1 back there. Chalmers has dropped back in tandem with Delaney. Murphy puts it up high. Chalmers is going to get the leap, can't bring it down. Mansell through, Hallahan, Bow jams it onto his foot. The umpire's seen a free kick. Umpire Michael Abbott, and the free kick would go the way of Glenelg's Lyndon Bow. The graveyard of full forwards should take the left goalpost. Kick is going to be marginally short. Fidge is sandwiched between two. Mansell had a big throw. He's got it! Oh, he had an airy, then he butted up again, and the Bays are on the board.
Back centre field, Glenelg 1 goal. Port Adelaide yet to get on the board.
Oh, Delaney might give it to him. He'll come in board, intercepted Hallahan.
2 mistakes to Delaney, and you won't see that very often. Plenty of pressure. And there's almost a brawl in the square between Foster and Fidge.
Yes, a little bit of byplay there, but the grab's been taken by Captain Courageous Scooter Salisbury in his last league.
Pick up Fidge as Delaney was down the ground.
The Tigers need a captain's goal. Has he let them down? I don't think he has. He's banged it through.
2-1 to nothing. The Bays start well. Borlase, the veteran's going to get collared. Down he goes. Well, he changed his mind. The umpire's playing to advantage. The Bays into attack. Mansell having his umpteenth kick. Fidge on the lead. And this time he finds it. Well, he's tucked himself into a pocket.
Yes, he had to go to the leg, and by that I
might even have to go outside. That Neville will soon know. Delaney on the mark. He goes out. It ball comes back. It swings back. He's picked it beautifully. That's it. 2-on-1. Bow against Brown and Hutton. Quickly, and Hallahan slips it out. Brilliantly done to Bow on the lead. Now he's Fidge. Fidge makes the meter, and he's got it again. Well, that's beautifully done. Gee, he knows where to lead.
Well, Hallahan, he had to make up his mind. 35 metres from the play. He sprinted to get there to give a little bit lucky there. He scooped the ball back under him, and under the holding the ball rule, could have got clean. But Michael Abbott had better vision than any of us.
A bounce about 15 metres out. Christie Smith got manhandled, and that was seen by umpire Michael Abbott. Well, we saw it from up here. Christie saying he was held first.
There, I didn't see it either, and Smith from 15 metres. Port would love this one.
It's very important kick for Darren Smith and his side. Supporters righted with him. He should kick it. Goes away to the right a little bit. Has he squeezed it through? He has, only just. But the Magpies are on the board as far as goals are concerned. And it's taken them 16 and a half minutes to get there.
The Bays by 13 points. 3-2 to 1-1, 17 minutes. Flips it back, that's well played. He gave it away to Christie, and turn Visca puts it out. Chigwin needs a set. Murphy's going to give him the football. He's got to go back and get it. Could go back to Murphy in the double play. He needs a set. He's got it. Oh, does it beautifully around Geneva. Fidge on the lead, and that's where it ends again.
Well, it's Murphy's first touch, and he did it very, very well. Kept composed, waited till he got there, made the distance. He's a massive kick with a drop punt. And as I said, that won't do his confidence any good at all.
Mark Williams brings the ball back into play. Oh, classic grab by Nathan Buckley. That was a gem. Up high. Beautiful hands. That's what football's all about. He came from 3 deep and completed the mark.
He takes a strong mark on the half-back line. The Bays are well served across half-back with Visca and also McKay. And, of course, they've got the experience of Seabone. Murphy, no, that's Jamison up there now. Now Jamison has got Rubenik going wide. He does it well. Rubenik elects to play on, gives a chance. Chigwin, no, he's going to run into trouble. Back to Hallahan. Where's Fidge? In there to Rubenik. Oh, and a roundhouse right from George. Almost dismembered. He's
so obvious, and the umpire Michael Abbott's had enough experience. 4 grand finals, should have been 50.
Just as well he didn't hit him. Would have finished on the Grange golf course. Rubenik didn't read the breeze at all well. In fact, Fidge takes a mark on a boat, runs into goal and kicks it. Oh, boots his second. What terrible checking by the Port Adelaide defence.
Well, the kick in offline, and Fidge the only one really concentrating on it. In it comes. Fidge right behind the goals. He started back. Delaney just lost him in the sun. And even Chalmers didn't jump for the ball. He went back there to lend a hand with height. Oh, terrible mistake by the Port Adelaide people in defence. And we've seen a couple of them now, a couple of mishandles and a couple of missed kicks.
Quite incredible. Glenelg get one into the breeze. They lead 4-3. Port Adelaide 1. It's a free kick. Pretty warm out there this afternoon. 22 degrees, in fact. That's a lovely kick, and it goes out towards Marshall. Marshall may have been moved. We'll try and pick that up as the ball now goes in towards Hallahan. The Bear puts one up high. It's not the best kick he's ever done, but a chance for Fidge, and he's got it. Well, Archie was there. He would have heard the thundering feet of John Fidge approaching, and Fidge took it on the chest.
5 marks and 6 kicks, but whilst that was a good mark, what is significant at the moment is within 2 minutes of this second quarter.
Get a kick away, and it's northeast for Port Adelaide coming away.
They didn't do it all that well, the Tigers. Chigwitten and Fidge. Chigwitten didn't know where to run. Now it's the Magpies' opportunity to go into attack as Smith gets it out to Ginniver. Back to Smith in the old 1-2. He in turn punches it forward. There's Hodges. He didn't take it. He's hit. And he gets a free kick for a push in the back. And it could be 50 if they're not careful.
Well, it was certainly a late attack on the player. And it was over the shoulder from Rouvray. Technically, the free kick is there, and the umpire, good vision, he saw it. But some would argue it's a bit soft, but nonetheless, technically it's there. And Port Adelaide, they are desperate to kick this. We're 10 minutes into the second quarter. They have 1 goal only.
And this is Scott Hodges' first kick in 1990. The last time these two sides met in the grand final, he kicked 6 goals, 5. And they need one at the moment. He lines them up. And he has banged it through. They needed that one.
The Magpies 4-5, correction 2-2, the Bays 4-5. Hodgman looks on. He's got a 15-point advantage at the moment. Chalmers gets it up towards his half-forward line. Well played, Ginniver gives a run now to Brown. Clear now is Setri having his first run. He's 30 out, gives it a ride. That's a brilliant kick and a goal!
A much-needed goal to the Magpies. They trail 3-2. Glenelg 4-5 back in the centre. That should lift their spirits a little bit. Seabohm doing a good job. Gets the handle out to Duthie. He farms out a wide one that finds McKay. He in turn goes over the top to Rubenik. That's quick work to get it to Hallahan. The ball sits nicely. They've got the loose player in Mansell. He's got Chalmers to beat. He took his time. The ball goes in long. Getting back there is Fidge. And he's taken it. Well, all of a sudden, John Fidge becoming a factor in this game after a rather tardy start.
Well, he was absolutely out of position. And have a look at the players converging on him, including Murphy. Virtually took it one-handed, and it's one out with physical strength.
Try and pick out the best option. He's had 10 kicks already and 5 handballs. He puts it in towards Lamb, who couldn't take it. Abernathy can. Drives it inside 50. Visca sets himself. Hodges had the sit, couldn't take it. Good handball by Darren Smith. That was a beauty. Buckley has one to beat. That was Rouvray. He did it easy. He's a class act, and he's banged it through. By gee, they wanted that one.
Well, a class act, that sums up.
Kicks this quarter for Buckley, but he's put Port Adelaide back in business. They're only each, and at one stage trailed by 19 points. They're coming back now. Chalmers. McKay again. Great smother off the boot, Brown. Williams can't find it. Brown fights for it. Back now towards Stephen Williams. Concedes back now to Abernathy. Drops it onto his boot. Hodges on the lead. Well, I think it was possibly fortuitous. Abba was under pressure, Neville, but you've only got to get it forward.
Yes, and Scott doing the basics now. He's had to, because Rouvray's done such a good job on him playing in front. And they know he knows the ball's coming in under pressure. He's not going to get it without... He's not going to get it in easy, and did it well to win front position.
Hodges, nice looking kick. Port Adelaide are in front in the 92 final.
Back in the centre, Glenelg have had 10 scoring shots. Port Adelaide have had 7, but they look 5 kicks, 5 handballs for Rubenik, and he's kicked it straight out towards Ginniver, who did well. The little fella stood his ground.
Port Adelaide into time on, about to go into attack as well. Short, 8 and 5, the possessions for there. Mansell can't find it. Quickly onto the boot now of Abernathy. Hodges looking for it. Oh, he's paid the mark, I think. Well, he didn't have a huge grab, I can assure you. Rouvray can't believe it, but I tell you, Scott Hodges will shoot for goal.
Yes, either a free kick or a mark, but he got pretty close attention there. Now, this will really test him. The Glenelg players, Christie and Visca, moving in around him. He'll only kick from about 5 metres, but he's tight to the boundary end. Although he's on his right foot, He should be able to sneak it through from there.
I think he'll probably break a little. No, there he breaks around, hooks it through, and that is a goal. Scotty Hodges beats his first, and his second correction. Make it 3. I'll get it right in a moment. Port Adelaide move on to 6-2. Glenelg 4-6.
Yes, indeed, it is his third, Ian, and all of them have come in this quarter. He was very well controlled until midway through this quarter by Rouvray, but I must admit he hasn't had any of those kicks easy. Scott Hodges has had to work for every single goal he's got today. It's been pretty tough out there for number 11, but he's done it well, and he's got the Maggies back in the ball game.
Back in the centre once more. Port Adelaide 6-2.
Piece of skills.
Short pass over the head there, a Seabone. This could be very costly. Williams has it. Smith is wide. Williams goes infield back to Jennifer. Now it goes to Foster. Kicks from 49 metres out. The siren will sound any second. They've kicked it, and it's come from a Tiger error, and you cannot afford to do that in a grand final.
Well, the Tigers have gone from...
The umbrellas go up at Football Park as the rain starts to tumble down. 7-3 to Port 6 at Hutton Centre Square. He'll play Port Adelaide into attack. Quickly now to Chalmers. He'll get run down. Gets the kick away. It's a huge kick. That could bounce through. Oh, what a goal. He's booted it from 80 metres. And Port Adelaide have got 8 on the board.
Well, what a super piece of work.
And we have hail pelting down here at Football Park. What a turnaround. It was 22.
He's a Setri as well. Out comes Kretschmer. He's on the turf, as Neville told you, and gets it out wide to Mansell. Mansell to send the Bays into attack. Short or Marshall will give it back to him in the double play. Supported now by Chigwidden. The Bays need a good start. Slips it up. Fidge about to get the leap, and Fidge has got the football. Well, he's uncanny how he finds it. Seldom does he get off the ground, but it seems to lob on his chest.
And let's have a look at how he got there. He was in a good position, stood his ground, and he seems to have tweaked a hamstring as he got up. He grabbed the back of his leg, and I'll watch that with interest. This is a routine goal for Fidge. The rain has caused the wind to die, and this is only 10 metres straight in front.
If ever the Bays needed a goal, they need it right now. 7 marks, 9 kicks. John Fidge towards the golf course end. He's popped it through. Goal number 3, and the Bays off to a good start.
Well, he appears to be moving okay, and that's very important for Glenelg, because I think everybody in this stadium realises that if Glenelg have got any chance of winning this game, Fidge has got to be still a big part of the game. Glenelg, as they did in the first quarter and early in part of the second, running it in with numbers, getting people around the ball, and just on this occasion not picking out Fidge, but bombing it in. Good position. And he's managed to kick the last 3 goals for the Tigers, and that's what indicated to me the way he got up, he might be a bit sore.
Well, the opening 4 and 5 minutes of each term haven't been a problem for the Tigers. It's the rest of the quarter that's given them headaches. Smith gets the ball. That was slick. Out to Abernathy. The veteran shows a yard too. Kicks from 50 metres out. Back there is Hodges, and he's taken the grab. Well, he will be on a most acute angle, very similar to a goal he kicked in the second term. He plays on. There's the short pass, and he's found Borlays, and it's not allowed. Well, timeout had been called.
Yes, that's very frustrating, and often those opportunities come up during that time, but the umpire's still getting a line on the ball. Now time on, he can do what he likes. He'll run around, no doubt.
He did it in the second term. Has he done it again? It's not a problem for a full forward of his stature.
No, it really is quite...
The Magpies regain their 21-point half-time advantage. The Bays...
It's cleverly tapped out towards Kretschmer. He's waiting for the ball to sit. It won't happen in this type of weather. Now Abernathy in there provides the pressure. That's good play. Duthie there, though. Glenelg have the numbers. They'd want to be quick, though. He couldn't get a handball away, and away go the Pies. 10 out of 10 for perseverance as Rowan Smith gives it to Buckley. Buckley goes long, and he's looking for Hodges, but taking the mark is Smith, and that's a very clever grab. Extend his side's lead with his 8th kick. A deliberate shot, takes plenty of time, and he's kicked 2 for the day.
Port Adelaide eke out a 27-point advantage, the biggest for the game, 10-3. Port Adelaide in control by 21 points at half-time. 14 kicks to Buckley, drives in long, Hodges underneath the football. Play on is the call, quickly now, into the open goal goes Borlays. Oh, gee, that's a problem. Borlays kicks his first, and Port Adelaide scoot away.
Alan Bartlett yet to get a run. Port Adelaide lead 11-3, Glenelg 5-6. So real pressure. He threw it. Should have been penalised. Not seen by the umpire. Northeast goes off the ground. Now flicked out by Abernathy. Rowan Smith waited. He measured the situation. That was a cool piece of play. Now it goes back to Aber again, courtesy of Brown. And underneath it is Setri. Couldn't take it. Visca's been quiet. Applies the tackle. Smith in there. Had 2 to beat. Did it brilliantly. Now he's going to kick from 40 metres out. Where's it go? It goes through the middle. And Darren Smith has kicked 3.
What a super performance.
For the Magpies now by 39 points as the rain continues to tumble down here at Footy Park by Thompson. Now it's Hutton, comes away. Port Adelaide into attack. Smith out in front of Seabohm. Off goes Hodges on his lead. Put out beautifully. Scotty Hodges. Well, Port Adelaide in full flight now. The Magpies' feathers are really flying, and Hodges will shoot from 35, 40 metres out.
Well, the Tigers have lost the plot here at the moment. They're not putting any pressure on players down the field, and that's just how Scotty Hodges like them.
Hodges, little or no breeze. It's just a slippery ball, not a bad-looking kick. Goal number 4.
Scott Hodges has kicked 5 goals from 5 kicks. Port Adelaide lead 13.
Running under his jumper, he was so happy he didn't give it to him.
Hodges tries to hook it back. Brown in the action quickly. He'll need support from there. Gets it from Buckley. Standing start. Shoots towards goal. Don't tell me he's done it again. Oh, what a sensational goal. Buckley boots his second. And Port Adelaide on fire.
Well, Nathan
and had every reason to feel that way. The ball's tapped back towards Abernathy. Noah's phone number. Give him a ring because he can start building another arc. As Northeast gets a wobbly kick away, but he gets plenty of distance. McKay couldn't control it. He'd have to be perhaps amongst Glenelg's best players. Loose ball taken by Setri. They're loving this, Port Adelaide. Hodges! He's got it.
Well, that's a great catch in these circumstances, and you're right, Kim. Port Adelaide love these conditions. Have a look at that. I said earlier that Scott Hodges has earned all his goals today. Nothing over the top, no easy business. And he's had some critics in the past that he needs to get the ball out in front of him and on a lead. But he's gone back to basics today in tough conditions. He's toughed it out on the contest in front, and he's earned every kick and every goal.
He's had 5 kicks, he's kicked 5 goals, he's had now 6 kicks and he's kicked 6 goals, and the Magpies go from strength to strength in the 1992 Grand Final. What an awesome performance.
Kept absolutely goalless for the first term by Rouvray, and a good display. The carrier there was Setri, and just as I said, playing in front, basics, nothing tricky. He knew the ball would come in rough and slippery, and it took a great mark on his chest. Very difficult conditions. 2, he's kicked 3 in the second quarter and 3 in the third for a total of 6. A match-winning performance.
Certainly is. 15-3 plays 5-7. Port Adelaide by... If he grabs it, he'll be okay, and he kicks Port Adelaide back towards centre wing.
I cannot believe this rain. That's a very good mark there by Robbie Thompson. Overhead. We won't see too many overhead grabs now, given these conditions. Have a look at that. 10 kicks for Thompson, 4 handballs. It is bucketing down here at Football Park as Mansell, who started off sensationally. Have a look at that. 18 kicks and 7 handballs for Mansell. As Ian Day mentioned, we will float out of Football Park. Commiserations to those who have their deck chairs out in the car park with the barbecue and the esky. That's what they were doing prior to the start of the game. Big leap at the back of the pack came from Seabohm. Going to ground as Rosonico. Lamb off the ground. There's a goal. Christie thought about getting excited, then realised how far they trail in this game.
And that's not a bad effort from Clayton Lamb. He has
15-3 plays 6-7. Marshall towards the half.
Big commitment that they made in that third term, and Nathan Buckley seems to be carrying an injury in the lower region, Kim.
Test of strength there. Fidge did it well. There's the soccer, and Fidge bangs through his 4th goal. He outbodied Delaney then, had the loose ball and banged it through. And Delaney points to the scoreboard, and I think John told him he wasn't all impressed by that comment. Nevertheless, Fidge has done pretty well today.
Yes, he's playing his 52nd game with the Tigers, and that was his 256th goal. So 26-year-old forward has been a vocal point for Glenelg, and was shouldered with the responsibility of almost winning this grand final single-handedly.
At the bounce, It is Hughes gets the tap away. Mansell to the outer defensive mark. He'll play on. Rowan Smith provides the run out at centre wing. Well put. He'll also play on now. Looking for an option. Brown's in the pocket. And Port Adelaide can do no wrong. The way they're playing, you think that...
Daisy doing it pretty easy at the moment in difficult conditions.
8 kicks, 8 handballs to David Brown. And he's just put another nail in.
Port Adelaide 16-3, Glenelg 7-7. Towards the time, but the players have... I would be very interested if it was a closer game, how they'd have managed these conditions. But at the moment, Glenelg have kicked 1 goal this quarter, and so have Port. So it's been a pretty even contest this quarter. The ball now taken by Buckley. The handball over the top was an unorthodox one, but it found Abernathy. Abba steadies from about 52 metres out. Hodges the big leap, had to apply the spoil. Loose ball. Jennifer would like to snap one, and I think he has. Well, was it touch? No, it's a goal.
Of course, they enjoyed it.
17-3 to 7-7. Still can't believe it. Still Port Adelaide haven't managed
to someone and win the game, and that's what they have done in the 1992 grand final. They were far too strong for Glenelg. 17-3 to the Tigers, 7-7.
Provisional lap of honour.